This is the Grow Your Clinic podcast from Clinic Mastery. We help progressive health professionals to lead inspired teams, transform client experiences, and build clinics for good. Now, it's time to grow your clinic.
Hello, good people, and welcome back to the Grow Your Clinic podcast by Clinic Mastery. My name's Jack, your host today, and I wanted to give you a bit of a peek behind the curtain, a preview of what just happened at our Grow Your Clinic retreat. We just hosted a 4-day retreat in Noosa, Queensland for some of our Business Academy members. This retreat was by application only for those members. There were a bunch of criteria. We wanted to make sure that we had high performers, high achievers, high level thinkers and operators in the room for that event. And notwithstanding the impacts of COVID that kept a few planes grounded, we had an incredible time. Now, I wanted to give you a peek at what happened here and some of the thinking that went behind it, because I'm sure if you're taking notes or wherever you're listening to this, though it may be a short, sharp, and shiny episode, there'll be something useful in it for you. And so we chose Noosa in June for a very particular reason. In June, it's pretty bloody cold in most parts of Australia. In Noosa, it's like low 20 degrees. We were swimming in board shorts most days, walking around in shorts and t-shirts. It was amazing. The weather is stunning. And Noosa is one of those parts of the world that is just beautiful. The natural landscape and scenery is breathtaking. And there's a level of luxury and class that means when you go to Noosa, it's a bit of a shift from your normal day-to-day. And so that different environment allows you as a clinic owner to think bigger, to broaden your horizons, and to change your state by changing your scenery. And so we stayed at a beautiful resort that was really well decked out and walking distance to everything. And here's a couple of things that happened at the retreat. Number one, we scheduled some movement time every single day, as in we went for a walk or we went to the gym together, went on a hike, different things to get the body flowing. And what we found is that some of those conversations that happen while moving are really powerful. You know what it's like sometimes when you meet with your team and perhaps you're sitting across a table or you're having a coffee. There's absolutely a place for that. And look, I'm a sucker for a coffee or a glass of wine as much as anyone. And the conversations that happen around a table, around a meal, around a coffee are incredible. And the conversations that can happen during a walking meeting or movement time are just as powerful. It allows you to get your heart rate up, to broaden your visual perspective, to look at different scenery. And so those movement times were critical, notwithstanding the fact that sunrise over the Noosa headlands is breathtaking. And so there were movement times. There was really good food. We made sure that food was an integral experience of this event, that we didn't have to think about it, that it was provided for, that there were some really good options. And because we know that one, when you're well nourished, you're going to be performing at your best. And two, that meals, again, are such a great time to collaborate and mastermind and workshop problems and think and dream and collaborate. So movement, food, and some of the themes of the content that we worked through at the workshop were around the past, the present, and the future. And so we help people articulate and explain and have compassion for the stories of others that have led them to where they are today. And reflecting on those stories gives such a powerful perspective for the present. We touched on things that are happening in the present, and we talked about the future. We helped people to think through their legacy and what's the intergenerational impact that we are all attempting to amplify and working towards amplify. There was a couple of different exercises. Don't want to give it all away because that's what we did, but some of the powerful exercises that we participated in were to do with the future, were to do with what happens in our lifetime, what happens beyond our lifetime. And some of those moments of deep thinking, of critical thinking, of dreaming and imagining were incredibly powerful to set the scene and to get us in a great state. And amongst that, we had different times of workshop time, of implementation time, where you could spend some time bouncing from coach to coach, mentor to mentor, table to table with other clinic owners who are at the same place, a higher place, multi-D, different discipline, multi-site. Implementation time where you could lean on the expertise of the room. And there's also a bunch of independent implementation time where you could really get in the zone, put your headphones on or earpods in and find a table, good Wi-Fi, and just go for it. And having that clarity of space allows you to immerse yourself in your work and get done in a couple of hours what otherwise might have taken you a couple of weeks. And don't quote me on that. That's what some of the attendees said. This would have taken them weeks to do, but yet they were able to do it in hours. So there's time to implement independently in that sense. Or there were others who took their laptop down to the beach or down to the day beds by the pool in the sun, having a cocktail or a coffee or a glass of wine, sitting around the pool, getting a bit of work done, distraction-free in a beautiful environment. And so they were some of the components that made up our Noosa retreat. It's never long enough. And so we know for sure that we're participating in this retreat next year. We are hosting it by application only, for members only. It will be in sunny Noosa in June, which we know is a play month. So strategically in June, not just for the meteorological reasons, the weather reasons, but also in our 4-month cycles, our ASAP rhythm. The month of May is an amplify month where you are pedal to the metal, full throttle in growth mode. And June has a different tempo. June is a play month, ASAP for play. And so it's pertinent that you would take some time out, that you would escape and that you would play. So by application only, we know that it's important for you to get away from your clinic in a different environment. Maybe bring your family, maybe not. But as a clinic owner, we talk about the Grow Your Clinic benchmark and the Amplify Your Clinic benchmark of being able to have 10 to 12 weeks per year of renewal time, of leave, where you can get away from not just the average 4 hours of annual leave. That's what employees, you could have a job and still have 4 to 6 weeks off when you consider public holidays. And so as business owners who have put a lot on the line, it's pertinent that you're able to have more than 6 or 8 weeks off a year and that you work towards the Grow Your Clinic benchmark of having 10 to 12 weeks per year off. And that doesn't impact your income or your cash flow. So next year, we'll be extending it. We'll be having more mentors available. There'll be more sessions, more content, more delivery. There'll be a selected group of clinic owners that meet the criteria that are high performance, high achievers. And it is an incredible time to retreat and work on your business. There is such power in the retreat. And we love that, yes, we have our Grow Your Clinic workshops, but we also have the Grow Your Clinic retreat. And it is a different season. It's a different rhythm. And that retreat is so important. And so each element that went into the Grow Your Clinic retreat was really, really deliberate. And we found that it's created an incredible impact for those that were able to participate and those that were able to come. I want to leave you with this thought. The definition of retreat that Shane Davis shared with the attendees, with our guests, the definition of retreat is this. It's the act of giving up and withdrawing or a time away in a quiet and secluded place where you can relax. And so there's a time for workshopping. There's a time for hardcore implementation and hustle. But that stuff is only sustainable when it's looked at in light of a retreat. It's the yin and the yang and the flow and the rhythm of working and retreating, the act of withdrawing and a time away in a quiet and secluded place where you can relax. I want to put it to you. If this sounds like it's right up your alley, I want you to get in touch, jack@clinicmastery.com. Perhaps you're not a Business Academy or Elevate member at this point. That's okay. Let's have a conversation. We've found that those that value things like a retreat where they can really amplify their impact and really grow their clinic find these things incredibly valuable. So get in touch with me. And if you're inside the Academy or inside Elevate, one of our members, get in touch with your mentor, your coach, because we know you've got your individual coaches or a head of member experience, and get in touch and ask the question about the Clinic Mastery Retreat for 2022. It is a do not miss event. I can't speak more highly of this. We loved it. We loved those who joined us. We had an absolute blast, not to mention, I even left out some of the fun stuff, right? Of course, we had plenty of incredible beverages. We had some deliberate play time, spent some time in the ocean, a few activities. Again, I can't give it away. It's kind of the secret sauce. But needless to say, key ingredient was the play time, as well as the implementation time, as well as the workshop time. The Grow Your Clinic Retreat. Get in touch, jack@clinicmastery.com, or head over to the website, clinicmastery.com/podcast. Any timestamps or notes from this episode will live over there as well. You can get in touch with us directly, or you can do the Assess Your Clinic scorecard. It is an incredible resource. Maybe you've done it previously. In fact, let me put it to you this way. If you've done it previously, I want to challenge you to do the Assess Your Clinic scorecard again and compare your results. Maybe it's been 6 months or 12 months. Give it another crack. See how you measure up. See if there's been progress. Find those opportunities that need to be worked on. And if you need any help at all growing your clinic, let's have a conversation. Let's see where it leads. No strings attached. No hard sell. We genuinely want to help clinic owners to lead inspired teams, transform client experiences, and amplify their impact so that you can build a clinic for good. Hey, good people, thank you for joining me in this episode of the Grow Your Clinic podcast. It's been a blast. Let's talk more about the Grow Your Clinic Retreat. Let's get in touch, jack@clinicmastery.com. Thanks for joining me on this episode. I can't wait to bring you another episode again really soon. Bye for now.
Thanks for tuning in to the Grow Your Clinic podcast. To find out more about past episodes or how we can help you, head to www.clinicmastery.com/podcast. And please remember to rate and review us on your podcast player of choice. See you on the next episode.